Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a truly monumental milestone in the world of global engineering and sustainability. We're talking about the incredible and, frankly, awe-inspiring career of Professor Ganapati D. Yadav, and specifically diving into why his recent induction into the Canadian Academy of Engineering is sending such massive ripples across the global scientific community. So, to really grasp the weight of this, we need to start right here. Professor Yadav is actually the very first Indian to ever be inducted as a Fellow of the Canadian Academy of Engineering. Just pause and think about that for a second. The CAE has this long, storied history of recognizing literally the brightest minds on the planet, and Professor Yadav just completely shattered a glass ceiling. It's not just another award for the shelf, you know? It's a historic bridge being built between two massive global scientific communities. This all went down on June 1st, 2026. This official program cover from the induction ceremony represents the absolute highest tier of recognition in Canadian engineering. When an institution of this caliber formally welcomes an international scholar, well, you know for sure you are witnessing the culmination of a lifetime of truly groundbreaking work. The event itself brought together a highly exclusive group of global innovators in Edmonton, Canada, at the Fairmont Hotel McDonald. And standing right there among them is Professor Yadav. Honestly, if you think about it, a room like this, the combined intellectual property, the patents, the scientific breakthroughs gathered in that single space could literally change the trajectory of our planet. It's just an incredibly proud moment. And there's this really beautiful contrast in how an achievement like this gets celebrated. We see local newspapers, printed in Marathi, proudly announcing this massive milestone to his home state and country. You can practically feel the hometown pride radiating from the news. And then, placed right alongside that, is the elegantly scripted Canadian Academy of Engineering Fellowship Certificate, formally admitting him with all the rights and privileges of the Academy. It's this perfect, tangible representation of a journey from local roots to absolute global eminence.
Section 1. Decorated Global Scientist, a Lifetime of Achievement. So how exactly does someone earn this level of top-tier Canadian honor? Well, long before the CAE came calling, Professor Yadav had already been awarded the Padma Shri, which, if you didn't know, is one of the highest civilian honors given by the Republic of India. Over the course of his career, he's actually racked up more than 150 national and international honors. We're talking things like being selected to deliver the highly prestigious Dan Wirtz Memorial Lecture, which is a joint honor from the Institution of Chemical Engineers, the American Chemical Society, and Elsevier. Add to that the Acharya P.C. Ray Gold Medal from the University of Calcutta, and you start to see this undeniable pattern. Basically, it's absolute excellence recognized by every major scientific institution he interacts with.
Section 2. Pioneering Green Technologies, Solving the Climate Crisis. But, awards really only tell half the story. The real, tangible impact is happening on his technological battleground. Professor Yadav is an internationally recognized pioneer in green hydrogen, basically the clean fuel of the future. He's heavily involved in advancing sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF, which is absolutely crucial if we ever want to actually green our skies. He's deep into decarbonization efforts, and then there's carbon dioxide valorization. This is brilliant. It's the process of taking CO2, a major pollutant driving climate change, and chemically turning it into something valuable and usable. He's literally figuring out how to recycle the problem into a solution. Oh, and waste biomass conversion, which is turning biological waste into clean energy. Every single one of these areas represents a massive leap toward a sustainable future. What makes this all the more impressive is that his expertise isn't just locked away in some academic ivory tower. It's actively shaping real-world, national infrastructure policy right now. On one side, he chairs the Hydrocarbon Committee for India's Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. But then, on the flip side, he simultaneously serves on the Hydrogen Infrastructure Committees under both the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways and the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So he is quite literally the scientific bridge between the fossil fuels of today and the clean hydrogen highways of tomorrow, actively guiding multiple massive branches of government.
Section 3. A Legacy of Mentorship, the Ripple Effect. They say the true mark of a legendary scientist is what they leave behind. So let's look at some staggering numbers from his academic career, starting with this one, 117. Throughout his career, Professor Yadav has successfully guided exactly 117 PhD scholars. That is 117 brilliant minds armed with doctorates who have trained directly under one of the greatest chemical engineers alive today. And they're out there right now in labs and universities all over the world, multiplying his legacy of sustainable research.
And the momentum doesn't stop there. 139. That is the number of patents Professor Yadav has successfully secured. Think about that. He isn't just sitting around theorizing about climate solutions. He is actively inventing them, patenting them, and creating concrete protected intellectual property that pushes green technology forward in very real commercial ways. And finally, 576. Honestly, this number is just awe-inspiring. 576 published research papers. The sheer volume of peer-reviewed data, the insights, the discoveries he has poured into the global scientific community, it's literally a mountain of knowledge. Researchers will absolutely be building upon this foundation for generations to come. Ultimately, all of this impact can be summed up perfectly with this sentiment. His extensive contributions continue to strengthen India's position in global scientific research and innovation. This Canadian Academy induction we've been talking about, it's a direct reflection of that exact fact. Professor Yadav's work completely transcends the walls of his own laboratory. He's actively elevating an entire nation's standing in global science and truly cementing his status as one of India's most respected chemical engineers and sustainability pioneers. Which leaves us with a pretty compelling final thought. We've seen the 139 patents, we've talked about the 576 papers, and of course that historic Canadian Academy induction. But with 117 newly minted brilliant innovators trained directly by Professor Yadav now out in the field, what incredible, world-changing breakthrough is his academic family going to discover next? I mean, the seeds he has planted are really just beginning to grow. Thanks for joining me for today's explainer, and definitely keep your eyes on the incredible future of green technology.